Wait. If you could be anything magical, Beard. We'll start with Beard, but we got to talk. Hold on, because I know we got to talk about that. Well, we'll talk about it later. I'm just gonna go with it. Beard. If you could be anything magical, what would you be?
Anything magical?
Yeah, it's vague. Go ahead, man. Beard. Anything magical?
Anything
magical draft.
If I could be anything magical, I'd probably be Hagrid.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
What is Hagrid? What is that called?
Hagrid
He's
from
a wizard.
Harry Potter. He's
I know,
wizard.
but what is he like? What is he a thing? What is he?
I have no
like
idea. Just a very large person. I don't
he has
know.
Giant blood, but he's not really a giant.
Yeah, I have no idea what his background is. But
he's got a good beard.
I'm for him. Yeah, I think Hagrid is fantastic and talks too much like I do, and likes to say I shouldn't have said that. So I'm gonna go.
True.
I'm gonna go with Hagrid. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll look at Okada and go, "You're a wizard, Okada."
Okay, so I'll be honest. When I started composing my tweet, I did look at Okada and I was like, "This is going to be a magical night," just because I
get that a lot, to be honest.
But I absolutely love it. That's the thing. It's no hate whatsoever. It's all love. And when I was watching the show one night on Periscope, just popping in, and I clicked on your Avi, and it was your old Avi. It was something else. I was like, this isn't the same dude.
Glasses.
Who is this new guy?
I
was like, but I love this. I love this. Give me this.
This is actually the same shirt I'm wearing in the new one. I took it out of my suitcase for when I got back to Arizona and threw it on. So you're all coming full circle.
You're a bum.
All right. So keeping the magical draft going, Okada, you don't have to do the basic pumpkin spice latte answer of wizard, but what would you be?
I love a pumpkin spice latte.
I do not.
Yo, those things are kind of good though. Sometimes they're not bad. They're kind of good.
So here's my question: is a Jedi considered magical?
Yeah, dog.
Okay, then I'm taking a Jedi. I will be probably Yoda because
Yoda. I don't want to be Yoda.
Yeah.
He's dope.
He's ugly.
Nobody beats Yoda in his prime. Not old Yoda, like episode 3 Yoda.
Oh, that's different, I guess.
Maybe episode 2
ugly,
Yoda.
but...
Yeah, well, not to the people in his race, I guess. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know if they made
to all them aliens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And straight like old school Yoda too. You said, what'd you say? Episode 3? Is that what you said? Episode who shouts out episode 3?
Well, Yoda in episode 3 is a badass and can fight and stuff. He's not just walking around with a cane.
Okay, fair.
Poking R2 with his stick or whatever he does.
I love Old Man Yoda. Old Man Yoda is amazing.
I want to be Old Man Yoda in like 50 years, but for now, I'll take young Yoda.
All right. I'll take it.
Is now a good time to bring up the fact that I'm not a Star Wars fan, or should I do that later?
I'm not Star Wars fan either.
Oh,
my man. My man.
Are you guys Star Trek fans? Or are you just
no? It's even worse.
They're just nothing stars related.
Trekkie Troy, Trekkie Troy.
No, I tried. I actually watched the Mandalorian, whatever. That was okay, and I tried to get into Star Wars. I tried because I'm a nerd, but I'm like a different kind of nerd. But Star Wars, man, I don't know. I just can't get down with it. I'm sorry. The people in the comments probably gonna hate me, but I'm just being real.
What comments?
They come in. The comments they come in. I'm not. Oh, shit! Comments.
You gotta share the class. We can't see those.
So I went on YouTube. I'm hanging out with the people. I'm a man of the people.
Look, you're talking nonsense, Troy. Now let's get back to our magical draft. So if you could be anything magical, my friend, what would it be?
Question: does anime count?
Probably.
Yeah,
is that magical?
I think
it depends on what anime.
I've seen like Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z is gold.
No, that's Street Fighter, isn't it?
Wait, what's John,
the dude?
Is
that Dragon Ball Z? I don't know anything.
Nah.
Don't look at me.
Look, okay. So
I got nothing.
If I gotta take something magical,
nothing to say on this.
You know what? if a Super Saiyan counts as magical, give me that.
Yeah,
Take
that's
it.
good
And,
call.
and also, I would get some hair too, so that'd be kind of dope.
Ooh, that's true.
Wait, what is it? What is your pick?
It's a Super Saiyan, man. I want to get all nerdy, but like if Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan, magical, that's my answer.
SAIYAN.
SAYIAN.
SAIYAN.
Look up Dragon Ball Z. You see what I'm saying?
SAIYAN.
Mm-hmm.
Super
I'm
Saiyan.
just saying.
All kinds of hair.
Don't put your name. Don't put Super Saiyan.
I'm just
Okay.
composing a tweet.
Oh God, that's
Yo.
that's go, man.
I'm just composing a tweet. All right. And then let's hopefully I spelt that correctly, and maybe I'll look at it on the side because
Chef, I'm not a Trekkie.
he's Trekkie Troy. All right.
No.
Bets.
Follow him on Twitter
bets.
at Trekkie Troy.
That's
That's right,
Trekkie
Trekkie
Troy.
Troy.
It's a new handle.
Burner
It's
account.
not gonna be a thing. Stop.
Someone
I'm
please grab
creating
the
it.
handle.
I'm creating it
Troy
tonight.
is
That's a
hilarious.
burner
Nice.
account for Troy.
That's actually
gonna
kind of
happen.
funny though. I can't lie.
All right, Bets. You're at the 104 of our magical draft. You could be anything magical at all, man. What do you got?
I interpreted this question way differently than these fine gentlemen here on the show tonight. I
Don't
interpreted
say
it-
Derrick Henry. Don't
He's-
say Derrick Henry.
No,
gonna say a
no.
dragon.
I was not going to say a dragon. Also,
Nate, what up, bro?
I was interpreting it as like a magical power, not a physical thing. So for me, I mean, the ability to fly would be just like badass. So that is my answer.
Man,
way different.
I remember.
Way different
I
than you
remember
guys.
that answer. I remember that answer when I was 9. That's great.
Oh
That's
That's
God,
not as
man.
funny.
You could
That's
be
not
like
even
Doctor
funny.
Strange. He can fly. Then you get other stuff too. I think you're limiting
Okay.
yourself, Bets.
Sign me up for that.
All right.
Nerds.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Shut up, Nate.
Okada, I'm
Yes,
gonna-
Nate.
I'm gonna
Oh
give
my
you
On
a
command.
pick.
Just on command. I want that to be his new part
Oh
of the
my god, that was hilarious.
I wish we could play that video right now.
Yeah. Is that possible?
We can.
I mean, he was
People-
literally just.
Can you reenact it? Can you do that for the fans?
I can't. It's a whole
No
thing.
one
I
would
think I was
know.
actually asleep. So
I think you were. FF Trekkie Troy. There it is.
Oh
Yep.
God, that looks
established.
kind of cool.
I
though.
like
I'm not
that
gonna do it.
spelling too. I like that
Yo,
spelling of the.
That's
of
dope. I'm
the
not gonna
Trekkie.
do it, but that looks kind of cool.
Hey,
The
look,
idea is
we
strong.
only establish handles here on the open bar. All right. J Mike, do we want to keep this going? Do you this draft? It can be.
Y'all got
our
to
dra-
answer, man. We got to answer.
Yeah.
Y'all got to answer.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
true.
I just
Yeah,
wasn't.
you want next?
I just wanted
believe
a tweet.
Last time we had a draft,
I'm not
I
ready.
went-
I'm composing a tweet over here.
You're not ready. What you been doing?
I mean,
composing a tweet as he's mentioned.
Yeah,
by-
you,
You're taking an hour.
you throw me on the spot first and foremost. You got like 10 minutes to think about it, and
I'm
now you're
trying-
like, I don't know. what to
I'm
say.
trying to figure out how to spell sand.
True.
Sand.
Oh my
I'll
God.
give
right?
you that one.
I'm gonna put it here.
Google
All
it.
right. J Mike,
got
what
you.
is it? What do you got, dude?
Oh, I'm going.
Oh,
Okay.
he's dope. Oh, I know who
was
that is.
trying- Yeah, you know Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Anywho, 105. The biggest sleeper of all sleepers left. Probably would have been my 101 in this. Okada said it. It's Doctor Strange. Getting one of the more fun pieces of the MCU is I'm here for it. And when you go back and watch the movies, you can look and tell, like, if Doctor Strange isn't there, like, a lot of stuff just goes like down bad without
Mhm.
him. So a pivotal piece to the puzzle that we know and love as the MCU. I'm here for it. Doctor Strange at 105 is stealing candy from an sleeping Okada.
Ooh,
Not hard to
there we
do.
go.
I can confirm.
Oh my god, I can't believe you did that still.
It was amazing. I mean, it was.
I want to try.
I haven't
that.
laughed that
That's
hard in a while, man.
Legitimately looks like a crazy person. His eyes are like locked in.
Hey,
You were
Bets.
scared.
Betsy
What's
Poo. I just realized that you have Lockett, A-Rob, Cup, and McLaurin in our league together. That's
Is that bad or what?
yeah, that sucks. That's awful. You should give me one of them. That'd be great.
You will never get this.
I'll take Lockett off your hands. That's fine.
This
Yeah,
is all stalling
he's-
for Gabe to think of a magical
it's-
person.
Yeah,
Bro,
thank
he's
you.
been working on this tweet for the last hour,
Yeah.
bro. It was the
Seriously,
longest
hey,
tweet of all time.
I know.
Ever.
No one even knows that we're live. That's the funny thing. They would think that we're gonna press live like about now, but we've actually been going for 10 minutes. This is like the
whoa.
earliest we've ever started
So
this
like,
podcast.
you gonna tweet it out or?
Ah,
I put
hey,
the
well-
I tweeted the link out already.
I know.
did your job
We
for
don't.
you,
I know.
but-
I didn't think we needed to tweet out the show. Okay, Trekkie Troy's been hitting us up all day. All right.
Yeah, I'm
Trying
gonna
to get work
promote it.
done.
I'm gonna start charging.
So look. Okay, hold on. Wait a second.
Ain't nobody asked you to do all that. That was not in the contract.
After the fact, he's gonna do the work and then
Uh-huh.
send you the invoice.
Oh, no, I, got,
Hey,
Yeah,
I, know how
that's,
to, I know how to reach your DMs. You'll get a bill from me.
that's true. Ask me about tree fitting.
That tree fitty.
Tree
All
fitting.
right. So Okada said, "Person." Excuse me. Are any of these people like? Are any of these things persons? People? Is Hagrid a person? I mean, nah. What did you say, Okada? You said a
Use
Jedi.
Yoda. Yeah.
Yoda is not a person. That is not a
Yoda's
person. Whatever-
definitely not a person.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think everyone else has been.
Way too ugly to be a person.
Super. Is it San? Super San? I want to.
Saying.
Super
Saiyan. I
Yeah,
thought
we
you
Like
said-
that's what I'm
Bro.
saying.
They are
what
going
I'm
to
saying.
destroy you in your mentions. I need
Yo,
you
for
to
real,
know.
man.
Who
Yo,
is like what?
yeah, bro.
Everyone.
I'm offended by this.
I'm sorry.
Your
I
Horrible
didn't mean to.
pronunciation of saying
All
it.
right, and then Betts just wants to fly, so that's not a human.
Yeah.
That's just a thing.
That's like the worst.
I'm a simple
I guess
man,
Doctor
you know?
Strange is like the closest thing to a human, so I'll give you that. But anyway, I'm gonna take this a different direction. All right, look, you never know which way I'm gonna go. You know, with the 106, check this. I'm gonna hit the magic 8-ball. All right, shake that thing up. What's the
Bruh.
answer? What's a good answer from the magic 8-ball? It says
No idea.
like, I'm not. Ask me later. You know, that's typically my answer
future
from
is hazy.
magic. The
Wait.
future is hazy. Yeah, a hazy IPA on the open bar. That is.
Oh,
No, man, magic 8-ball. You know, because you got to be random. You never know what life's gonna give you. It's like a box of chocolates.
Okay,
I
hold
don't
on.
know
That-
where we're
that's the
going
worst
with this.
answer.
Look,
Hold
guys,
on. Do you get your own answers, or do you just walk around getting shaken by other people to get their answers? That's my question.
Talk about it.
Oh man, I wasn't ready to get philosophical.
I mean,
pass. Pass. on
really, you're
that.
just sitting on the
Pass-
shelf.
ask me later.
Pass.
Ask me later. Sorry guys, that's all that I could come up with there.
Man,
with,
that was a long wait for the magic 8-ball. I
don't know.
thought
I
that's the
don't
answer
know.
is the worst one. You definitely take the cake. That was the worst.
I mean, Magic 8 Ball is probably a UDFA in this type of draft, but it's cool.
Yeah, I'm getting it on the waivers in like mid-season, probably.
Well, the problem, honestly, my problem was that we kind of hit the Harry Potter, we hit Star Wars. I'll be honest, I wasn't gonna go anime, but because I'm unfamiliar. I'm uneducated. I wasn't gonna give an answer like Betts, that's for sure. But then
Yeah, you should have. His is better.
Thank you.
this was better.
His was better than
And I
yours.
wasn't gonna do the Marvel universe because superhero. So what's left? Like Lord of the Rings?
Yes, Gandalf at the
100%.
107 is a huge value. Whoever's picking after us 6 gets Gandalf. Are you kidding me?
It was true.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Is he the only magical person in that show? Or could you?
No,
There are other magical people.
but he's like the one you want to be.
Yeah, probably. The gray or the white?
Oh, God. Gabe.
The white.
What?
I
knew
need
you wanted Jonathan Taylor, but got JT.
That's like the Matt,
Oh.
Matt,
That's an
Barkley.
MFL mistake right there.
Matt Barkley over Saquon.
That is for
Oh my
sure
God.
an
That's
MFL mistake.
hilarious.
Big B tried to bury you with that one. That's cold. What's up, Big B?
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Good to see y'all this evening out bright and early with us. Appreciate y'all joining in. This is gonna be a fun night already. This is
Go out, by the way.
Yeah. By the
Go.
way, guys, we're live.
Oh.
We've been live for so long. Look, this is an absolute
So live.
record. Absolute record on the open bar that we've already made history tonight. we usually talk about, whatever the longest podcast is for the open bar, trying to go however many hours, the stand hard, right? But what is it, 3.5 or so, J Mike? Is that about ish? Look, I'm gonna address bets here in a second about 2 hours. And but we are here. We're live. It's Tuesday. It's 9:30 Eastern ish. I've composed my tweet successfully. I've sent it out. We've been here for
all right.
Let's go.
We did a magic draft already.
Good job.
This might just be draft night, hey Mike. We might just keep the draft flowing, man.
Y'all just want to like hop on Sleeper and do a mock or something? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we never
load it up, John.
Never
load it up.
Yeah, true. Could you? We never mock. We kind of do. I don't know. Man,
we could mock Daddy this
good. Feels good to get on here early, J Mike. Feel like we were so prepared for this. Stay ready, ain't gotta get ready. Just be a magic 8-ball in this world, right?
You're gonna have to let the 8-ball go. I'm not gonna let
it. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit at some point tonight.
Never.
Just don't know.
Never.
When. All right.
It's like putting money on 2. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen.
All right. Fine. J Mike, how's it going, brother? What's good?
Yo, this feels like the moment that Ryan from The Office was trying to get Wolf just to like get going, or was it Wolf
yes!
or whatever it was?
That's exactly what it is.
If you keep saying it enough, like eventually, maybe somebody's gonna catch on and run with this.
Yeah.
Magic 8-ball, let's go. So I'm doing okay. I am. It's been an interesting day of football, but I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick since it's early in the show, and then we'll get back to the fun. But obviously, with everything that's going on in Kenosha, I'm in a really, really weird place. I am trying to not emotionally tweet, trying to have thoughtful conversations with people that are around me, and obviously to the family and everybody in Kenosha and Jacob Blake and everything else. I'm in a really, really, really hard spot with that. But on this platform, obviously, it is our platform, so we get to kind of do what we want with it. So we got to do better, and we've got to hold people to higher standards. And what happened to Jacob Blake, not just because it happened in front of his kids, not just because the situation escalated to something that it never should have gotten to, but it's a 100% miss and a travesty on us as a society, on and people in the situation, and we've got to do better and be better. And that was an absolute shame. And the fact that he's currently paralyzed, obviously don't know if that's going to be permanent or what's going to come of that. I don't know, but I don't mean to bring the whole demeanor or feel of the night down, but I did feel a responsibility to make sure I got that off my chest.
Love that you did,
because I think it's a responsible thing to talk through. So if you got a problem with that, God bless you. I wish you nothing but the best still. Hope you still rock with us. But this is it's unacceptable and it's disgusting. And I'm frustrated by it. However, I'm excited to be with you all tonight. Excited to be able to see you, my brother, and be able to kick it with 4 folks that we've only had one on the pod previously, and 3 others who are outstanding people who are blowing up in all of their own rights. So I'm grateful for the time. This is going to be great.
Yeah, J-Mac, I just want to, commend you for saying what you did, and this year as a whole has just been so remarkably challenging in so many ways for so many people. I mean, just on so many different levels. I think that this year has challenged people, their mental fortitude, their mental health has been a massive concern this year with isolation for so many people. And then everything that's taken place around this conversation with race this year has been uncomfortable but needed. A needed discomfort for growth. You got to push outside of that. It's been that way for me personally. I've taken a lot of personal stock in myself, and I just want you to know, for what it's worth, man, I stand with you on it. It's not acceptable. It's not okay, and it's clearly just heartbreaking and disgusting to continue to see time and time again examples of this same behavior. And man, I'm just, It's hard. It breaks my heart. My thoughts and my prayers are with, him, his family, his children for having to witness that. I mean, everything about it is just unacceptable. As a nation, we got to do better. We got to be better than this. I tweeted it out last night. There's no greater patriot than the one that holds his country to a higher standard.
Come on.
And holding this country, holding the people within it, holding leadership, holding institutions within this country to a higher standard does not mean that you do not respect or appreciate this country and the opportunities afforded by it. So please continue to do so. Continue to hold people to a higher standard and hold this country to a higher standard. And these kind of situations they've got to stop, and we got to keep talking about it every time it happens. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Big facts. Sorry, Gabe. Didn't mean to derail your intro like that.
No.
But yeah, it's I don't know.
We're not going to have a draft about that. That's for sure.
Def not.
No. Yeah. I mean, the idea that we keep having to talk about it is certainly annoying. But if it does happen, we have to keep talking about it. You have to keep your foot on the pedal. We let up 4 years ago. We can't do this shit again. Let's go. And let's go. Should we ready to pod, fellas?
Let's get it.
I'm always ready to pod, man.
Yeah, come on, man. All right. We got some guests tonight, as J Mike alluded to. 4 of them to be exact. Man, I have a lot of interesting things to just address about what we were talking about in the DMs. I don't know where I don't even know where to begin. Well, I don't know where to begin. We have Okada. He stays napping. Stay napping. Ain't got to get napping.
Opposite of stay woke.
Come on.
Oh my God.
So I suppose I'll start there. Look, we've got the whole red shirt crew here. I'll start with you, Okada. Hey, welcome to the show, my friend. Nice to meet you here on the open bar for the first time. How are you doing?
Much appreciated. I'm doing great. I am wide awake. We just came off recording one of our own pods. So, Not to mention it's 7 o'clock now, which is around the time I woke up yesterday. So it's high time to do some podcasting.
Oh, and you're West Coast. They nap on the West Coast too?
Oh yeah, we nap on all the coasts. I'll nap anywhere,
even on a podcast.
Yep. Live on a podcast.
Yeah.
Your ring. Challenge me, bro.
We've got an intermission coming up, man. I'll let you know.
Yes, Lauren.
We're fine.
To answer Lauren's question, hi Lauren, in the
He's
chat,
not wearing
wear
pants.
Okada's hot yoga pants. No, I'm not wearing pants. It is about 90 degrees inside my apartment. I don't know why. The structure of this apartment complex that I live in, despite the fact that I live 5 miles from the ocean, holds in heat at a disgusting level. So usually I wear a tank top. I'm not even wearing a tank top, which is horrible. I'm sweating like a pig. Yeah, sorry.
I'm really disappointed.
But no pants ever. Get the pants out of here. I ain't got time for that.
All right.
Can't confirm.
This is fair.
Ooh, there's a point.
Can confirm.
Dang. How we missed that? Yoda pants. Yeah, I don't want to know what the temperature's like inside your pants, Okada.
Ooh, it's
steaming.
Balmy. Yeah.
Balmy. Bro.
Nope.
I ain't gonna ball you. All right, I'm gonna head to the next guest though. We'll stay with the red shirts here. Go directly above you on this screen to the beard. I want to talk. So what I was saying before, I said we'll get to it later. I always feel uncomfortable, like calling Betts by a first name, Okada by a first name, John by not Beard or So what is it with you guys? This clique that you have, man, it's so dope. How do you all have perfect names to call each other by? Like, are your last names even real? I know the Beard is real, so I guess that's fair. But anyway, you can speak on that if you'd like. Welcome to the show, John. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? What's good?
Likewise, thank you for having me. The only reason that we refer to them as Betts and Okada is because they're both named Matthew, and that just gets way too damn confusing. So it's last names only. And my last name is Helmkamp, which doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. So yeah, feel free to just roll with Beard. It's cool. It's cool with me.
If you really want the inside look on the
Here we go.
podcast, Betts was about to say it as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's Okada, it's Betts, and it's Johnny Poo. So that's what we call John in the
At Johnny
DMs and
Poo
the
on
text
Twitter.
train. in the
I like
Slack.
that.
Yeah.
No, I
So
don't. I don't.
John tries to resist it, but
I don't resist it with you folk. It's just when you decide to go public with it that I'm like, hold up. Let's they don't need to know about our personal life. Okada.
oh
Um,
man.
It's pretty
but yeah,
fantastic. When I close out the show, I usually reference our Twitter handles and where you can find us and all that stuff. And then I usually say Okada, Johnny Poo, anything else for the people before we close it out? And he just gives me that look like you.
I just do this.
Yep.
But no, we're good, man. We're having a good time. Lots of just awesome stuff taking place over at Ball Blast. It's been a really fun venture over the last couple months to get in with them, and Kate and Michelle are awesome, and they work so hard on their craft and everything that they do. Constantly working on the brand, on the website, on the writing, everything about it it's really been great. We got some really cool stuff happening this season as we get into our in-season schedule. Low 40s, man. I'm in Phoenix. Get that out of my face. Get that out of my face. I wish. I would love that. But yeah, so it's just good stuff. It's cool stuff. FF Ball Me Balls. I love that. Okada, you're gonna make that burner account, right?
Yep, I'm on it.
Yep. Do it.
So many burners tonight.
But it's just been really awesome to work with them, and we've got a great writing staff that's taken shape and gonna have some really good in-season content coming up. I can't believe football season's like
Week and a half-ish?
16 days away.
Yeah.
Go.
Like, come on, it's
Almost
right
there.
here. So, man, it's big stuff.
I keep thinking that it's still like months away. It feels like the rookie draft just happened still. I don't know. Maybe that's my insecurities of football happening. Sorry, I said it again. Moving on. The last of the red shirts, but certainly not the reddest of shirts. Or maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have different hues of red.
I've actually never seen any of the three of us in red.
Yeah.
False
Wow.
advertising.
Now that I mentioned that,
I know for a
brand.
fact. I have worn several red shirts on our podcast.
I think you wore one with your Phillies hat earlier today.
I did.
Is that true? There
on
you
the
go.
YouTube? Yes, sir.
Yeah, on the YouTube.
Listen, people have gone to jail for less. I'm gonna need you guys to step up your whole red shirt brand if
Yeah.
you really want to keep this going.
we gotta step it up. But yeah, certainly save the best of the three of us for last. I think that's pretty safe to say amongst the group here.
the naked
no,
board.
man, yeah, it's so fun. You log in on our shows and you just see John with the beard and Okada's got the mustache. He looks like a pirate. It's so weird. My brother has a full beard. My dad has a full beard. I literally cannot.
What
I
happened?
can't. I don't know. I can't. So I'm not on brand with our facial hair, but I am reminded often by my good co-hosts here. But no, man, it's a blast to be somewhat in charge of these two hooligans. I feel like I'm the one that kind of keeps us on the
You
train
are the
track.
glue. You are the glue. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, love
Whoa.
it. Tons of fun. Happy to be here with you guys tonight.
And I
I
will
glitch?
add this. Yeah, you glitch for a second. It's okay.
Yep. Some sort of glue.
Yeah.
That's true.
some glue you are. But the obviously with the union, if you will, with the Ball Blast ladies who are
Mhm.
obviously crushing
Shout out.
everything and anything in sight. Yeah, shout out
Shout
to Kate and Michelle. Majuk. I finally said it
Majuk.
correctly. Majuk.
Mhm. That is.
That was funny that Matthew Berry bit.
Yeah,
Just
it-
butchered it.
Oh
It's
my
just
gosh,
awful.
I can't even.
Oh, that was rough.
and your the
Matt-
website is
Madziak?
crispy. The website is crispy.
That's Kate.
clean
That's
layout.
all
Props
Kate.
to Kate for that. Yeah.
That is
I
all
mean,
Kate.
You pull that thing up, and I'm like, okay, this already looks better than one of the websites that I pay a subscription to. I'm not going to say who.
Let's
I've never shouted this one out on the pod, and it's definitely not one that we own. I'll say that much.
Exactly. I was going to say that might be the thing, is that it's too clean for us. I don't think we can step on that.
We can't acquire. We can't just take Ball Blast
No.
as a brand like we've been doing basically everything else in the fantasy space. So we'll let you guys have it. As long as you make up the whole red shirts thing, you still got to fix that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. It's a bit sad, guys. All right.
But is it also kind of tacky? Like at the same time, it
Yeah,
feels
I guess
tacky.
you're right.
You
Yeah.
It'd be really tacky.
You know, you should
It
do
was
though
sad.
is get the actual like red shirts that the red shirts wear, like those
Mhm.
dirty.
Don't hit the
mesh
quarterback.
jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Smell
Yep, yep.
absolutely awful.
Yeah. All right, guys, time to pod. All right. Well, red shirts, all of you, welcome to the show. So happy to have all of you. The crossover, it's good stuff. Very good stuff. Yo, and the last
And?
one here. Yeah, I know.
That's
Right? I when I heard it come out, I was like, oh yeah. Pause. All right. Trekkie Troy, my guy, he's taken over Twitter the last month. All right. I said, hey, look, man, if you're not too busy, if you're not podding too much, man, if you haven't signed your contract yet, if you could just hop on the open bar, that'd be great. So Troy, nice to meet you here. Thank you for coming on. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm gonna talk a lot, man. Just for a second, I'm gonna take over the show. But
Okay.
one, thank you guys so
This mic.
much for having me. First of all, also shout out to Tyler in the chat. DH, I gotta represent Dynasty Happy Hour.
That's a good
What up?
company
Love
over
'em.
there. Love
Yeah.
those guys.
Dynasty Happy Hour. Also, shout out to I'm gonna have a pod coming out with John Bauer, Mitch Sorensen, and Linda. It's gonna be called Fantasy Football Confidential.
Let's
It's gonna be coming
go.
out on September 9th at 9:00. So check
Oh,
us
mark
out.
your calendar. Let's go.
Yep. But so since I got that out of the way, I do want to shout out the red shirts, right? Because I'm still a red shirt Patreon, right? And I was part of the Patreon group before I was even part of the fantasy football community. So I want to shout out to those guys. They're awesome. The Patreon's awesome. I love their pod, man. They're just dope people. They've been dope people again before I was even in the space. So, and Kate and Michelle are also dope. So if you're not in that Patreon, check out their Patreon, man. They're all
Appreciate it,
awesome. I had a
man.
great time. But no, I'm just being honest, man. Just because again, I was with y'all before I was even in the fantasy community. So I had to shout you guys out real quick. And again, J Mike, Gabe, thank you guys so much for having me, and I'm ready to rock.
Love it, dude.
Yes.
Thank you.
Troy is the man.
I think that'll get you a courtesy red mesh shirt.
Ooh,
Or,
I hope
Yes.
so.
right?
Yes.
Right?
Ooh, I'm
get
an
one.
honorary Richard tonight, guys.
Troy,
Ooh.
you'll get one before we get one. How about that?
Oh,
Strong.
see,
You'll be
they
the
care
guinea
about their patrons. Dang it!
How dang it to go away, man. Okay, so there's a inside joke in our group chat, right, about me being mild mannered. So it's been a running thing. See, all this mild mannered talk, they always talk about how mild mannered. They talk a lot of junk. So I see you, stepmom Lauren. You could go away too. Nah, I'm playing. I love you.
No, Lauren, stay, Lauren.
Hey, stop. I'm gonna get on you about the mild mannered stuff. All right, y'all can continue.
All right. I don't know, J Mike. Who did we assign to the show sheet? Because no one's really been on this show at all for the most part. Who made it?
Pretty sure it should have been Okada.
Yeah, I thought so,
however,
but he was napping.
when you told him, he may
True.
have been awake, he may have been asleep. We're not
Right.
really sure.
50-50 chance, basically.
50-50. Then next it would have
True.
gone to Troy, because I don't know if you know this, Gabe. And Troy and I have just chatted randomly about this in general. And I had made a joke earlier about just his number of followers. And I'm not typically a follower count person in terms of
Okay.
like monitoring. But when I first met Troy, chopped it up, talked with him, like got to know who he was. I think like legitimately he was at like I don't know, 1,300 followers, something like that. And legit, I think that we've been in the same group chat and just I've seen him everywhere now, like blowing up all over the place. And I don't know if you all remember when Barry Bonds would hit home runs out McCovey Cove and like in
Oh,
in the water,
Mhm.
right? And just how absolutely fast the ball traveled from bat to water. That's essentially what we're witnessing with Troy King right now.
Sure.
He has somehow, some way, managed to strap a rocket on his back in this FF space, and pun intended, travel to space and beyond, just in terms of his impact. So I'm proud of you, Troy. Keep it up, man.
I
Keep up the good
appreciate
work.
it. And to talk about that, because a lot of people have been, and I really appreciate that, J Mike. And honestly, there's no secret sauce in terms of what I'm doing, man. Honestly, it's all about just networking and being positive, man. And I'm hustling. You see me, I'm annoying people. I know I'm on everybody's Twitter. I'm tweeting, I'm on people's podcasts and putting articles. I know I'm annoying y'all, but I love y'all. And I have just people, and also I retweet everybody, man. If you look at my page, you'll see everybody's stuff on my page. And people just want to support me too. So people retweet me, I retweet them. But again, you know, Tyler, man. Yo, man, I can't get rid of Tyler, man. He crazy. But nah, man, honestly, it's just about being positive, just supporting others. They want to support me and just constantly working, man. That's what it is. Like, it's just about hustle. Like, you can't be lazy. Like, if you want to grow, you can't be lazy and you can't be like a negative Nancy. And that's what I've been doing, man. I'm continuing to do it and continue to grow, man, just slowly but surely. And, you know, there's so many great people in the fantasy community that's just been rocking with me. So that's helped me grow. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Big thanks.
And we've
Thank you,
we've
Lord.
seen you a few times here. Well, allegedly. You tried to catch me, J Mike.
Sounds like you told on yourself.
But I always just appreciate like genuine pop-ins to things or hyping up things that you are like actually a part of and you know a little bit about, or you know have read an article or have watched a show or whatever. I don't know. I find that to be more rewarding as a follower or for yourself or whatever, versus just kind of like throwing stuff out there onto Twitter. So shout out to you for popping in here and kicking it with us in the alleged chat.
Here you go, man. Yeah,
J
for
Mike,
those that
let's
don't
do this,
know-
man.
Yeah, let's do this. So for those that don't know, obviously Gabe doesn't believe that there's an actual chat that goes along with the show. So I'll let you all roast away in the various social mediums you have. I do have a quick question. There's several things I want to talk about. Obviously, like you said, John, season's upon us. It's about to get hot and heavy. We've had COVID tests. We've had false positives. We've had everyone be cleared. We're into the nuts and bolts. People are getting hurt, all this good stuff. And more than anything, what's been on my mind in this FF space, and Gabe, we're just going to keep this going. Instead of one word answers, I want one phrase answers from you guys.
That
in your leagues. Yeah, one phrase. Here we go. Yeah, wrecking the brand. One phrase answers. I'm going to ask a question. You answer. We'll work clockwise. We'll start with you, John, and we'll just work our way around. This first question: name a trait that your ideal trade partner in a dynasty league would have.
Dang, J Mike.
Wow, this is deep.
I love these.
I know.
That's a good ass question.
Okada.
And I gotta go
inspired
last.
you a little bit.
Wow.
That's great. That's a great
My
question.
ideal trade partner.
I'm gonna get that soundbite later, Okada. wow.
He'll drop that a few times. That's not the only time.
That's an
that'll happen.
Okadaism right there for you.
Wow. And he texts that too. WOWOWOW.
I do that quite
all
much.
the time.
Yep.
All the time.
And you ever read texts and you like read them out loud, like read them, you can like sound
I can
them
hear
out.
him.
Yeah,
I can hear him
yes,
up here just
totally.
going, wow.
So
One
guys, I don't know
phrase
if you were
for
catching
my-
in.
Yeah, one phrase for my ideal trade partner.
Dang
Wow, that's impressive. Communication is the key to healthy relationships.
Like that. It's a strong phrase.
I need someone that's going to communicate and talk through it and like be willing to engage in the process of a healthy relationship. That's what I'm looking for in a trade partner.
Fair enough.
All right,
Okay.
hey, hold up, Lauren.
Lauren, he's
I
trying to
didn't
train into
know.
me too.
I
Riley.
didn't know. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm trying to split Mixon into
Wow.
multiple assets.
You
I'm
know, she
sorry if I
hates
offended
Joe
you.
Mixon.
I'm sorry if I
Hey.
offended you. I've learned, like every healthy relationship, communication is important.
She hates
You
him.
communicated your stance to me. I expressed to you my apologies, and I will learn from that moment. So
There we
I
go.
love you. Please do not let this hamper our relationship.
Okada.
Well, that makes it tough on me because John basically stole mine right from under me.
Get
But I
wrecked.
will go with. I will
That's
go
what you get for
with.
napping.
Yeah.
Stay napping.
Measured excitement.
I would ask you to expound on that, but that would ruin
I'm
my
not
game.
allowed. Yeah.
Strong,
That's what she
strong.
said.
Well done. Ooh, TK.
Oh, man, honestly, I was thinking about John stole my answer too. I'm lying, but he just had a good answer. But
Good answer. Good answer.
but I will say diligence is key.
Mhm.
I'm not allowed to just take it all in.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to expound on it, but
Mhm.
As you expound
diligence
on
is key.
it, Bets.
I know you said
I just
not
repeated it.
a one-word answer, but I do have one word, and it is
One phrase.
reactionary.
Ooh, reaction.
I like that.
Ooh.
I like it.
That's nasty.
Hey, Lamar Miller's with the Pats.
Damn.
Sweet, yeah,
Do
I'll
not
take him.
expound.
Oh, sorry.
You expounded. You cheated. Stop cheating.
I didn't
Bruh.
know when I talked. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Damn. I want John's answer.
Yeah. Can we just all have John's answer?
I like you guys piggybacking off of that. Gabe, do you have one?
It took him
What it-
30
what it-
minutes to
I
craft
know,
the tweet. Okay?
and
let's-
and then I ended up saying
cut the
Magic
guy
8
some
Ball.
slack.
So yeah,
We'll
what
circle
did
back to
what
it.
did Beard say? Communication.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's the best answer though. It literally,
Mhm.
it's so good.
You can't let him go first next time.
I know. It's just that not everyone plays on plays in their dynasty leagues or whatever leagues that are on Twitter. There's actual other leagues. People aren't just like addicts to this crap. But I guess if you are in one of those leagues, sorry, J Mike, average draft position.
Mm.
It's my Magic 8
Mhm.
Ball answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You didn't even have to shake yourself for that.
That
I know.
that kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's my Magic 8 Ball.
I can see it. I respect it.
I don't know, Gabe. You've been disappointing me with your answers, bro. Maybe you need to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
let
know
him
come
go
up with
first next.
draft
Let's go
ideas.
counterclockwise.
It's like,
on the next one.
it's like he keeps losing the draft and he gets the number one overall pick. That's Gabe. He keeps losing, so we gotta give him the
Mm.
first.
He's the guy that gets the 101 and then trades it for like a third and an eighth. And you're like,
and I used the
Really?
24-hour clock to do it.
Yes.
Oh man. My first year of Dynasty, it sounds a lot like me. Anywho, next question here for one phrase. Again, one phrase only, no expounding. The piece of news that you've overreacted to the most thus far in the preseason is. Gabe, we'll start with you.
Wait, I thought you were answering. I was like waiting for you to end your sentence. Were you not answering?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, J Mike, you
dude.
didn't go. You didn't go,
Uh,
J Mike.
Jeopardy.
Ideal trade partner. I will say that what is key is boundaries. Boundaries.
Send me an offer
Okay.
for Jonathan Taylor. You're not getting him. Respect.
Yep.
I would never waste my
There it
time.
is.
John's
John's been telling y'all on Twitter for about
If you know, you
9
know.
months.
Stay
You know,
away.
you know.
Off limits. He's gonna be on his team and he's off limits. That's it.
Mhm.
Okay,
No,
sorry. Back to my question.
Question. I was like, this isn't a phrase. You're doing a stanza here. This is not
said
one
boundaries.
stanza answers.
Those are-
Come on, G Mike.
That was a one answer though. One word. You said no one words.
I said one phrase. I said no expounding on it. Boundaries was my phrase. Don't tell me how to play my game.
That's a word.
All right. 101 to Gabe. The piece.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I was like,
Yes,
I was
the piece
hoping
of
you.
preseason news. Yes, the piece of preseason news that you've overreacted to already is
Probably N'Keal Harry. Are we saying like players or
players.
Okay, N'Keal Harry.
Stuff, whatever. Yep.
I'm like,
That's
Stock down on Harry. That's what you're saying, Shane?
What's that face? What does that mean?
Not up.
I need answers.
I'm scared.
He can't expand.
Can't expand.
Damn.
True,
Okay.
no expanding.
We're not
Don't
allowed to
use that
expand
so
on this
true.
either. Oh.
Nope.
No.
Prison changed you. Okay, I got it. It's fine.
Boundaries.
I guess I'm up.
Boundaries, beard. Boundaries.
Yeah, come on, John. This isn't
Matthew.
even news, but just Terry McLaurin.
Woo.
That catch, that video from yesterday, that could count.
I need all of it. I need all of it.
Yeah.
Gabe, I think that's 3 straight weeks of Terry McLaurin mentions. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Let's go.
But that was kind of like I don't know. I guess I maybe had the wrong read on it. I thought it was like
For me?
Yeah, when you said it, I thought he was like, "Are we doing too much, or are we assessing
No.
it correctly?" No, we're assessing.
Not
okay,
enough.
good.
Oh,
Not enough.
not enough.
All right,
Yep.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Take
Get it.
McLaurin.
Slow ride. Down.
Hmm.
Take it easy. TK.
I would have to say off season, Damian Williams opting out. Damian Williams opting out, man. CEH, I was
No expanding.
Oh, sorry.
Boundaries.
Damn, sorry, I didn't mean to. Forgive me. Okay, that's it. Damian Williams opting out.
Okada.
Ron Rivera hyping up Bryce Love as multidimensional and explosive.
He
That's why-
has him in every dynasty league.
just
Every
put him in
single one. He has a share of
put him
Bryce
in the
Love.
league I'm in with him, which is I'm like, damn, he really loves him, man. I'm not even gonna bother trying to get him from you, because
Mm-mm.
No, you're not going
Back
to.
up off. Boundaries.
FF boundaries. Beard.
I mean, listen, I'm just gonna stick on brand. It's the Jonathan Taylor hype train.
no, stop.
Straight up, dude.
Yep,
like
yep.
we're riding the
Yep.
hot hand before he even put on pads. Like what? Yeah, it's JT's job. Sorry.
Marlon Mack ran a 50-yarder the other day. Was that today? I don't know. I can't even do this with you.
I
dude.
could
I'm
run
like,
for 50 yards with that
look,
offensive line.
if-
Are
if
you
you're-
kidding?
Yeah, if you're president of the JT Club, I would love to be your VP. That's all I'm saying.
You're in.
Big facts.
Running mate.
I will. That's a ticket I would definitely vote for.
For sure.
I will round us out here with Minshew Bud Light 2020.
Oh,
Oh, good
That
one.
was a dope.
So good. So
That's a
good.
good one.
guy.
Very solid.
There are levels.
Shuval,
Sorry,
baby.
I'm ruining it. There's levels to promotion. I'll just say that. We just witnessed some top shelf level. Anyway,
Yeah.
Expound.
yeah, I know. Breaking my own rules. This is the last one.
The only podcast that doesn't expound on things. The open bar, baby.
Breaking news. Last one, and we'll start with you, TK, since you've been right in the middle both times.
Mm.
Oh boy, pressure.
Mm.
Here we go. The pick is 112. PPR league. It's a wonderful home league that you've been in for years, but you've never won. Somehow you end up with the 112. I don't know. You traded for it. You got cute last year. You know what? For the sake of this example, let's just say 111. I didn't think it all the way through. 111. You got to the championship game. You fell short. You're extremely sad about how everything went.
Okay.
The pick is 111. You've watched
quarterback?
we'll say one QB for the sake of the question, which
All right.
I know Superflex is everything. I'm with you. Just run with me on this one.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. My home league's like that.
The pick is 111. You've watched the top 7 running backs go off the board.
No.
You've watched Devontae Adams and Michael Thomas go off the board. The league is not tight end premium. You've even watched Miles Sanders and Joe Mixon go off the board. At 111, you're feeling really sad right now. Your pick at 111 is
Derrick Henry still on the board?
he gone.
Nah.
Top 7 running backs are gone.
He gone.
All
Here you go.
Drake has to be there.
So you're
Drake might
yes, Drake will be there.
Is Jacobs there?
Jacobs is there.
Jacobs is probably there. Jacobs is there.
Yes,
Ooh, it'd be tough between those two.
Jacobs is there. You gotta pick one. No fence riding, TK.
Drake. Give me Drake.
Let's go
taking
to let's go to bets.
Oh my gosh.
Hard
really
question.
I
I really
it.
wanted Devontae Adams to fall to me, so I'm really crushed that he did not. Man, how are you not taking Josh Jacobs there? To me, it's
I
Josh
didn't.
Jacobs. Well, yeah, 'cause you're silly.
Silly bean.
Bro, Drake gonna eat this season, man. He's actually gonna catch passes. Maybe he'll catch more at 60 passes like Josh Jacobs wants to.
with his bedazzled walking boot. It'll be great.
Yeah, he gonna be all right. I'm optimistic. Even though I don't want to know Betts' input on that because he might scare
Yeah,
me,
let's
but-
divulge from the game for a second. Bets, what
Do
do
it.
you got on Drake with the foot?
Seriously.
Are we doing actual like fantasy analysis tonight?
I would
Yeah,
love
no,
to-
I want.
I'm not here for that.
I want.
Wait a second. You don't think the open bar brings actual?
Hard hitting analysis.
What you got on the walk?
I wish I could tell you, man. I really wish I could. But the NFL is so weird with like any little foot, ankle injury, players in a boot immediately. So we don't know, man. Like the NFL this year is so weird because you don't have to report injuries. You can report lower body day to day, week to
Right.
week, when normally you have to put ankle sprain, hamstring strain, whatever it is. So I'm just as much in the blind as you guys are with this.
Oh my God,
I have a lot of
man.
Kenyon Drake, so I'm optimistically saying we're going to be okay. But I'm
Funny.
realistically saying
That's a good team name. That's a
We'll
really
see.
good team name.
Amazing.
There's a Drake in my, I like that.
Bravo, sir.
Well done, bro.
But man, Chase Edmonds. Every league you take Kenyon Drake, you need to have Chase Edmonds.
Wheels
That's what I've been
up.
saying.
Wheels up.
Hmm.
John, I think you were on the clock.
I really wish you didn't just show that comment because I was actually going to go there before that came up. But I'm going to go with Travis Kelce.
Damn.
It's fine.
I mean, I get it why, but I wouldn't do it. But I get it why.
I want to come right back to you. I want to come right back to both of your perspectives on that. Gabe,
It's not Gabe.
Who,
Oh,
me?
Gabe. No, I thought you wanted.
Which wide receivers available, J Mike?
so your Tyreek, your Julio. I mean, if you really want to take OBJ here, which I know that you'd consider, you can do that.
Yeah, I would.
Jay.
Nah. So Julio's available? Swing. Let's go.
Okay.
Why?
Uh,
How many running backs are off the board, J Mike? Like 70 already? I
Like
don't care.
9.
Just give me the
It would
best.
be like 9.
Give me a perennial top 5 wide receiver. Lock it. Not lock it.
Tyler
Wait,
Lockett.
wait, wait,
That's what I
what?
thought you were saying.
Tyler
Lock
Lockett.
it up.
Whoa.
Lock it up. Yeah, y'all have fun trying to guess what's happening with Kenyon Drake and if Josh Jacobs is going to catch passes. I'm going to take Julio Jones and worry about if he's going to be the number 1 overall wide receiver or the 5th overall wide receiver. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great year.
Okada, round us out.
Julio Jones.
So
Hey, yo.
what it boils down to is this: John's pick is the correct one from a player standpoint, but the incorrect one from a draft standpoint because I'm going to take Aaron Jones and get Kelsey on the back end of the turn easily. And even if Kelsey happens to go, I get Kittle. So I'm happy with that.
Aaron Jones?
Yeah, boy.
At the
RB9.
111. Hold up. I haven't heard this from you. I haven't heard this from you. I haven't heard this
yes,
from
you have.
you.
You've heard me talking about Aaron Jones and how if he loses 50% of his touchdowns, he's still a top 5
Yeah,
running
but you
back.
wouldn't take him in the first round. You
I
don't need
have
to.
not heard first round Aaron Jones. He's going to like back of the 2. Dude, I
Aaron
haven't heard this
Jones
from you.
is my RB9. I want a tight end, but I can get him on the back end of that turn, and I'm not taking a receiver in the first round anymore unless it's Michael Thomas or Devontae Adams because the receiver value in rounds 4 through 7 is so freaking good that I just can't waste a pick when I can get an RB1.
Shut up. We're in agreement there. I need to know about the Aaron Jones in the first. We have
He's
not
the next
heard
best
this
running
from
back
you.
on the list. That's what it boils down to. I'm not taking the tight end until the back of the
Have
turn.
you
I'm not
seen
taking a
AJ
receiver.
Dillon thighs in shorts?
Get AJ Dillon out of my face.
Thick freakness, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
He fit.
Love me some AJ Dillon.
Yes.
Listen, if you hate Aaron Jones, I'd take Joe Mixon.
Oh, thanks,
too.
J
That's
Mike.
fine.
I appreciate that.
Pretty sure I didn't type that. Anywho, Okada, you were saying Okada.
Oh, well, I was just saying if you really hate Aaron Jones and you want to go Joe Mixon instead, that's fine. But I just don't think you take a receiver here because of the receiver value later. And I don't think you take a tight end because you can get one on the back. And I don't think you take a quarterback because they're a freaking quarterback. So that means you take the next best running back. For me, that's Aaron Jones. Easy clap.
I think I probably go Julio here, but I did want to open that up because
That's
TK, I feel like you felt very strongly about it not being what John said.
Oh yeah.
Can we go back to that just for a moment?
Yeah, for me, I'm like, it's not a tight end premium league. I'm not taking Kelsey in the back of the first.
Why?
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Here's the thing.
Roll the tape, man. Let's go.
Let Russ cook.
For me, I'm like, okay, if I'm getting him at like, if he happens to fall at like the 2-3 turn, then okay, I'll grab him there. But I'm not going to grab him in the first round just because look, I love Kelsey. Obviously, I'm not an idiot. Like I know how good he is. But if it's not tight end premium, I'll wait on tight end all day. I'll get 2 running backs, first and second round, and I'll get my receivers in the middle rounds, and then I'm gonna wait on tight end and get one of the upside guys, like I get Gesicki or Higbee, something like that. Like I don't need to grab Kelsey.
Yeah, no, I totally hear what you're saying, and it is definitely a very common thought process and one that I agree with to an extent. But I will say, and this is something that I know that Okada is going to go like, yeah, co-signed. There's something to be said, especially in these one quarterback leagues, these home leagues, which, 80% of our product consumers are in these one quarterback home leagues. Like that's the reality of the numbers. They're not doing the start 3 wide receivers and 2 flex and 1 super flex like all of us degenerates do.
And tight end premium and
tight end premium. Yeah, they're not doing those. They're doing a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, maybe still defense and kicker. That's
yes.
That's what your average consumer is doing.
Justin talked.
There's something to be said in those shallow leagues, like where you're only starting, 7 skill position guys. There's something to be said about having a positional advantage over your opposition. If I can get Travis Kelce, who's going to give me 1,000+ yards and maybe 8 to 10 touchdowns this season, basically wide receiver 1 numbers in my tight end spot, and know that I can get a wide receiver in round 4 that's going to give me similar production to that, or a running back in the second or in the third that's going to give me adequate numbers. If I'm lining up where I'm going Josh Jacobs versus Derrick Henry, and I've got Jacobs and Kelce, and the Henry owner has Jonnu Smith at tight end, I'm going to feel better about rolling with Jacobs and Kelce than I will about having Derrick Henry and a dart throw tight end later. So I like the idea of having a positional advantage on my opponent with going elite tight end early in these drafts.
I mean, I completely get it. It makes him for me. I just always hate the way my teams look if I grab Kelsey or Kittle that early. Like I hate it every single time, no matter what the mock is. Your point makes complete sense, but the way like my running backs and my whole team structure, I'm like, if I go tight end early, it just doesn't work for me personally. But I completely get the argument. Just for me, my teams just look gross to me when I do that. So.
Man.
I'll agree to disagree.
Is no one else going to look at the ticker that's currently going across the screen? Because I was laughing.
I
at
love
like
it.
4 minutes straight.
I saw it. I'm like, yeah.
Troy.
No drafting everybody. No, he's horrible. Okay.
I didn't see that, Bets, until you said it. That's great.
I saw that, and I'm just like,
Nah.
We sneak a lot of subtleties in around,
Nope, you're
around
wrong.
these parts.
Travis Kelce is good. Nah.
K Mac, what up? What's up with you, man? Hope
what
you
up,
well,
K-Man?
dude. Yeah, and I think that and what's funny is I call it my home league, but it was this past weekend at my draft with all my buddies from college, and it's one that we've done since college, so it's about 10 years old now. And what's a lot of fun every year is to be able to continue to be in this dynasty cycle that we're in. Like we're all to a large degree, if we're looking at the spectrum of like the casuals who come around during draft season and are reading like any and everything that like ESPN produces, or gets like some random magazine that they see at Kroger or wherever. And then we've got the people who are like in it on Twitter every day, in the Twitter sphere, in everything. We've got this spectrum that we're in. We're more on the end of like the degenerate side of this. So it's always fun when I get together with my buddies from college and all these names that we always look at, your Todd Gurley's and all the names that have always been hot for a while, your David Johnsons, all those names always rise way up the board. Like I haven't seen David Johnson going in the third round anywhere, but here we are. So I'm not mad.
I'm playing that.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. And what I was doing was I was having you all live vicariously through me, because I've been the commissioner of this league for all 10 years, and I've made the championship game for the last 2 years, and I've come up short the last 2 years. So yeah, I'm just hate
to see it.
Yeah. The psychoanalysis here on my own podcast. So thank you all for helping me feel okay with what happened. I actually had CEH fall in my lap at my 111, so I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, I took it.
Nice.
That's
That's the best
okay.
pick for sure.
Can I just
I forgot about
Do
that.
it,
Dude.
do it, John. That's
Okay,
fine.
John.
Do it.
No,
You
I gotta
hate Clyde.
CH isn't
Ah,
going to be
you better
different.
say something. Say it.
no,
You brought it up. You
get
have to say it now.
all
We don't
I'm
have
gonna
any
say-
content.
All I'm going to say is that the only reason that CEH is going in the middle of the first is because everyone assumes that he has no competition. And Jonathan Taylor is still going in the third, maybe the fourth round,
Classic.
Oh,
because
gosh.
they think that Marlon
Classic
Mack is
John.
competition.
Oh gosh.
Hey, this is why I pumped the
Marlon
brakes.
Mack
You guys
is
are like,
competition.
No,
you
I did.
gigantic bearded boob.
God. Oh, John. I love you. Never change. Never
Oh,
change.
hey.
No, here's the deal. When I see Marlon Mack sitting in front of his screen going, boy, that Jonathan Taylor is really good.
Do this.
He looks like a real beast out here, and the rest of the league's gonna see it. And whoo, buddy, I don't know. He's a real.
You know
find.
what? Alex Smith
That
said that
dude-
about Patrick Mahomes too, and he sat
And
for
he
a whole
was
year.
right.
Yeah, and he sat for a whole year.
Get out of my face. That's a quarterback, and you know it's different. Running
not
backs
getting-
are expected to produce early. You're not redshirting a running back. You want that advantage early and often on their cheap rookie contract, and you know it, Okada. Jonathan Taylor is taking this over so
This is a marital
freaking
fight,
fast.
and I love it.
And if you're telling me that I can get Jonathan Taylor a full 2 rounds after CEH, when once he comes into the fold, full on, which I legit could see it happening in the first 2 weeks of the season, he's going to be seriously. I
Nope.
think that's going to happen.
Nope.
Nope. When
It gotta
when
be
you've
like
got
5.
someone,
Week 5, maybe. But
Yes.
not
No.
week 1 or 2.
At the earliest.
nah.
You think
All I'm
week 2
saying
is
John still plays in standard leagues, so he loves the running back that is not going to play with Naheem Hines or someone else that can catch the football. So he loves it, man. He loves standing.
Really, that's so funny that Josh Jacobs is going at the end of the first, who didn't catch a effing pass all last season. You guys have no problem with that, but you're just absolutely dumping on Jonathan Taylor. That's adorable. That's adorable.
We're not dumping on Jonathan Taylor, but let's be realistic, okay? Marlon Mack is 1,000-yard rusher. They're not going to be like, okay,
perfectly fine.
20
Any running back in the NFL can get 1,000 yards behind that offensive line.
No,
anyone.
No.
Anyone can get 1,000 yards.
Williams was really good when what was his name? Jonathan Williams, whoever that random guy was last year.
Yeah, Jonathan Williams.
He did really well like that 1 week. So maybe it's possible. But at the same time, again, they're not going to give Jonathan Taylor 25 touches from the get-go. You know?
Well, and they don't need to. If any running back can run great behind that line, why load a guy up with 25 touches in his rookie year if you can give another guy 10
Marlon
touches?
Marlon Mack's going to get you 4.3 and Jonathan Taylor is going to get you 5.2. That's
Ronald Jones. Why are we talking about Ronald Jones?
John was so sassy when he just said that and got up and walked away.
I had to be honest. Bro, he's not getting 25 touches like week 1 and week 2. It's gonna take a while. He's a rookie. Yes,
I don't think he's getting it ever as a rookie. Marlon Mack is gonna be involved all year.
He is. Like, look, again, like I always say, like, look, there's a difference between what we want as fantasy players and reality. The reality of the situation is the Colts aren't just gonna be like, okay, Jonathan Taylor, here's
the reality of the situation is, Troy, that I'm kicking you out of our Slack channel. That's the reality of the situation.
Overruled. Listen,
no,
get wrecked.
You're good, Troy. 2 for 1. 2
league.
against 1. You're
We're
good.
gonna leave together. I'll just talk back in the sleeper chat.
Oh.
Listen, what it always boils down to for me, and I've tried to tell John this, but he refuses to listen, is that everything that John believes about Jonathan Taylor and his talent would translate the way he believes that it should if Jonathan Taylor was taken 5th in the first round. He wasn't. He was taken 41st overall after the second running back, by the way, taken in the 2020 draft. I know that we love Jonathan Taylor's talent. I love it as well. His production was beastly, but this is not a guy who was drafted in the Derrick Henry, who, by the way, sat behind a guy, Zeke Elliott, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley range where he's going to get those touches out the gate. He's a second-round talent. He's going to be great, but he's not going to take the job fully early in the season, if at all.
Is John pouting on live?
Yes. His headphones are off.
There it is.
You, bro.
Screenshot it.
No, I still love you, bro.
I did already.
What's gonna happen though is that, like, bro, if Jonathan Taylor doesn't get like 20 touches, I think John's gonna have an emotional breakdown.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm here for it.
Betts and I were talking about it on our AFC South show that we kind of want Taylor to bust just so we can see what John's reaction would be.
Shane gets
crazy,
Hey, Mike,
bro.
I know we kind of hit this like every single week on this show about those top 5 running backs, but it seems like they kind of keep coming up about either the I don't know. There's an argument about the one that's supposed to be ahead and the one that might actually be ahead in the pecking order. And it seems like we're still just, a week and a half out and we don't know.
We don't know.
And it might just be that way this season. And that's okay for dynasty purposes, long term, that's what we're here for. But
regarding that whole 20 to 25 touches per game, do you guys know how many carries per game Josh Jacobs had last year?
He probably had like 15, 16.
A lot.
18.
18.6.
Okay.
Round
With
up, nice.
no one else there of any value.
Richard. I'm playing.
This could be one of the most run-heavy offenses in the entire NFL. Top 5 is absolutely doable. If you're telling me that Jonathan Taylor can't get 18 while Marlon Mack gets 10 to 12, that is absolutely doable in this offense. So I just the discrepancy in value doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know. I could easily see Jonathan Taylor, eclipsing 1,000 rushing yards in his rookie season. I think that's going to happen behind this offensive line. So y'all can laugh, record this, hit me up in like October and let me know what happens.
The fact that no one's arguing that he can't hit 1,000 yards. The argument was CEH shouldn't have the hype he does, but Jonathan Taylor should be getting more,
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying he should be
Mahomes
getting more.
matters.
No, listen.
The Chiefs
In-
matter.
Or close.
In redraft, I have CEH where you guys are talking about. I've got him as a mid-range RB1 in redraft because he is
That's what we're
walking
talking about.
in. Like, he's walking in to be the day one starter with the receiving upside. I get it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying Jonathan Taylor should be higher than him in redraft purposes. I get it. But the discrepancy between the two is pretty freaking wide. That's what I'm talking about.
It's not even 2 rounds, dude.
Just to give some context to the listeners, by the way, of the open bar who don't know John and haven't listened to our podcast, he has Jonathan Taylor in 16 out of leagues. That is the amount of investment and belief that this man has in Jonathan Taylor. So, I mean, honestly, it's really nice because all you have to do is take John's take on Jonathan Taylor, whatever it is, take off about 25 to 30%, and you've got exactly what he should be. So at least it's consistent.
John, let me ask you this, John, because I'm curious.
No, again.
Obviously, JT's going to eventually smash at some point. Like it's like Thanos. He's inevitable. We get that. So
Right.
the question then becomes, do you think JT offers enough in terms of this season? Do you think this season, not that the possibility is there, but likely, what's likely? Do you think that he's likely an RB1 this season?
So here's what I compare it to, and I'm gonna back up here and be rational instead of
Be
over the
real.
top, instead of being just over the top loving Jonathan Taylor, because I do as a prospect. And in Dynasty, obviously he's a stud, and you can take him wherever you want.
101 in your heart.
101 in my heart.
Always.
Always, we do this. For redraft purposes, here's the thing about Jonathan Taylor. Right now, he's going in the 3rd round as someone that you can get easily as your running back 2. If you decide to stack nothing but running backs, you're going as him as your 3rd running back off the board. Jonathan Taylor might not at the end of the year, when we just look at the finishes, he might not finish in the top 12. But when he does get onto the field in a full-time capacity, which is going to happen this season, maybe it's week 2, maybe it's week 6, maybe it's week 8. I don't know everything that's going to take place in that. I'm not Nostradamus. When he does get onto the field in a full-time capacity and take over, he's going to be a week-to-week point per game running back 1. So down the stretch, down your end, like Miles Sanders last year, who was really held behind because they had Jordan Howard there, who Jordan Howard really isn't much at all. Like, he's not a great running back, but that was still enough to hold back Miles Sanders from really coming into the fold. It's the same sort of situation with having Marlon Mack. He's just a guy in front of him. Thank you. 2 full rounds. Love that. It's just enough for his value to be held down because just a guy is standing in front of him. But once he does take over, he's going to be a week-to-week running back 1. So I don't really care about the season-long finish at the end of the day. I care about what he's going to give your team in terms of value as the season progresses. His value for the second half of the year should be way better than the first half of the year.
Real quick, John. So if I were to go Devontae Adams, Julio Jones back-to-back on my 111, whatever J Mike was saying earlier, I got Julio. I got Julio on my mind. Earlio. Devontae and Julio back to back there, end of the first and start of the second. So would I not be allowed to take Jonathan Taylor there, kind of just logically, or would he need to be an RB2?
So if you're going to go kind of the 0 running back route and you're going to stack up on those stud wide receivers early, really what you're targeting from the running back position after that is upside. So I would have no problem going Jonathan Taylor and James Conner back to back in the 3rd and the 4th if you're going to stack up those 2 of the top 5 wide receivers early in offense. So yes, I love it. So I mean, if you're going to go that stud wide receiver early, then I'm fine with going that route on Jonathan Taylor and another running back like James Conner, because you're going to be chasing upside, and your numbers might be a little bit down over the first couple weeks, but it's going to balance out for you if you have the other supporting cast. If you can go Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Zach Ertz at tight end, maybe in the 5th if he's still around. If you've got some upside there at the other positions, I'd be okay with taking that gamble, knowing what the end of the season return is going to look like.
I would like to state for the record that, and someone asked the carry breakdown between Taylor and Mack. I have it at 246 for Taylor and 191 for Mack, which is pretty good for Taylor. And I have him breaking 1,000 rushing yards, which is also very good. But he still ends up as my RB 28. Now, to John's point, over the second half of the season, it'll probably be much better than that. So if you can build a roster around him that survives, could work.
I feel much better about JT in redraft as my running back 2, because I do think it's going to be because it's going to be a more split workload early in the season for sure. I really think that if I can go stud in the first round, wide receiver in the second, Jonathan Taylor in the third, I love that foundation for a redraft.
I just think when we, a lot of us play Dynasty, at least in people who watch this show, just like podcasters that run Dynasty podcasts. So when you think about I don't know, comparing it to like a redraft setup, when you draft Jonathan Taylor as a rookie or you trade for him or whatever, it's probably not your RB2, certainly not your RB1. That'd be rare. That would be rare. Maybe your RB2, but even that's really rare. RB3,
I have him as my RB4 on 3 rosters.
See? So, and that makes sense for Dynasty, of course. Like this is, we're talking like 2-3 years
Troy,
of a landscape.
What are you doing? Troy,
yo, that Troy guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, I got to give props to this guy in the comments here.
It's true though. He's better in redraft.
I agree. I just said that.
I know. I'm just saying. Why can't I comment? I'm with the people. I'm commenting.
He's just reiterating, John. He's reiterating. but I do think that what Jordan said is the kicker, specifically with redraft, is that the question becomes: let's say you do crush wide receiver and you get that mega advantage on a week-to-week basis. If you go Julio and Tyreek or whatever that looks like at that turn, the question becomes: are you and John? I know you probably are, but just in general, and I'm not even necessarily asking us to parse this out because we'll start winding down here to make sure we get out at a good time. But the question then becomes: how comfortable are you getting out to any kind of a good start to start your season if JT's your running back 1? If we're not expecting him to really come on until later. You'd hope that the wide receivers carry you, right? Just from a roster construction standpoint, you'd hope that the wide receivers are what give you the week-to-week busting other people over the head, whether you go Kelsey, Julio, or whatever that might look like at the end, right? And you supplement with James White later. You supplement with Kareem Hunt later and those types, right?
Exactly.
So I think that that kind of, if you're going to go JT early in the late third or try to get him in the third, your hope is that your construction, you lean on your construction to be able to build whatever kind of help that you need to start so that he can carry you home at the finish line toward the end of the year when it's playoff time and whatnot.
Listen, in redraft, Jonathan Taylor is not as viable an asset as he is in Dynasty. He should be drafted, in my opinion, as your running back 2. That's the way that I want it to go in a redraft league. I'd like to get a stud. Shut up, Betts.
I'm laughing at the comments.
Chucklehead McGee.
I'm laughing at J Rich in the comments.
What's J Rich saying? Put it
J
up.
Rich hating, man.
What's J Rich saying?
Oh man.
Nah, we don't need to put it up. It's okay. Bro, get him out of here. Is there a way to block people from the chat? Can you block people from the chat? Get him out.
Ignore it.
I will say,
I've been doing it for years.
Listen, J Mike started to ask the question of can you build the roster, and as soon as you asked that, 2 running backs came to mind that you can survive with, and then you literally named both of them a sentence later. James White and Kareem Hunt can 100% get you to week 8 when Jonathan Taylor is taking over. I'm happy to have James White as my RB2 all year long in a PPR league. So yes, you can do it. It's doable.
You can. I'd prefer him to be your running back 2, grab a stud in the first round, get a wide receiver in the second, come back and get Jonathan Taylor.
Very good. And Gabe, strangely, I don't think that we've talked. While we've talked about a lot of running backs, we've talked a lot about the rookie.
Man, wherever I show up, it's Jonathan Taylor for half an hour. I wonder why that is.
I wonder why.
But the good news is, like, we haven't really. I don't know that we've dug into JT like that heavy. Gabe, have we?
Not that
Like,
way. Not in that
I can
sense.
guarantee.
Yeah.
You
And
have
I
not.
just figured it. I just
Fucking
figured it
done
was
before.
automatic. Whenever we talk about it on
It
the
is.
show, you know, 101. Come on, and move on.
Come on.
Right, they hate.
That's good.
Man.
No, this was good though, and I love. By the way, Kareem Hunt, man, every opportunity you can, and what's fun about Kareem Hunt, just in general, even spending this in a dynasty, and again, I'll try not to spin this into a conversation. I know we're trying to go.
Yeah,
to-
right.
If you get Kareem Hunt in any of these guys, it's going to be absolutely fascinating after this season, specifically in Dynasty, when we're looking at this band of free agent running backs. And earlier in the chat, Shane Manila, what up, Shane? Zach, the chat's lit. Good to see y'all this evening. Thank you all for coming out, showing up. The possibilities of what could happen next offseason are endless. It's going to be a lot of fun to be able to track, and it's going to be fun to track this season how people go about placing their bets for next season. No pun intended, Matthew. How people go about placing, but placing their bets, because bets. True. Best bets.
You should bet.
Best
Yeah,
bets,
there
bets
was
as
Say
he
that
paused in front of a
say that
bed.
5 times fast.
Yeah.
There you go.
But to see how people go about navigating these guys. So everyone, it seems as though everyone, there I go, Gabe, put one in the douchebag jar. Shout out to New Girl. Not
Wait, hold
everyone,
on.
but a
Hold
lot
on.
of people.
Sure.
The dude. Oh, wait. You said jar after that. I thought you just said
Yes.
the douche bag. All right, carry on.
No. So it's just we've heard a lot of, hey, get out of your Aaron Jones. We've heard a lot of get out of, just like we heard about last season, get out of your Derrick Henry. He can't stay in Tennessee. Get out of your Fournette. Get out of all these guys. Well, I mean, if all these guys are going to be in their contracts, it's not just a case where we've got 10 running backs coming up in this upcoming class who are just going to come in and just snatch jobs away. So where do they get re-signed, and how can we go about recouping value? And I saw a lot of Marlon
it's gonna
Mack
be
in
big.
Pittsburgh and Seattle and all these other places where a lot of these guys are going to get tossed to the side, but there's still going to be open spots available. So that's going to be a really fun thing to navigate, how we go about, like how our own strategies may change and form throughout the season, to where we lean like, man, Aaron Jones is still looking really good in Green Bay. Maybe he doesn't stick in Green Bay, but maybe somebody's going to pay him. And if I keep seeing these good things from these players, maybe I go about trying to acquire them, even in the event of them seeing new teams next season. So I think that's one of the more fascinating things.
It is going to be completely fascinating because you got that 2017 running back class all coming up on needing new contracts other than CMC who got paid. There's going to be like 6 to 8 stud running backs that need new contracts, whether they're going to re-sign with their current team or they're going to move on to someone else. How are these NFL teams going to look at the NFL draft in a season where college football has been I love everybody. How are they going to look at these college running backs where college football has been canceled for, most of the major schools? I don't know that the SEC is going to get in a full season. I don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen there. So our team's going to be looking at the free agent running backs and saying, I'm more willing to put my money there instead of looking at these college guys coming out that haven't played in over a year. We have no idea. This is uncharted waters. So this is going to be a really fascinating next 12 months, really, 8 months until free agency. and taking a look at what that's going to look like and who's going to be moving where at running back. It's going to be fascinating. The landscape's going to change a ton for the
So
2021 season. Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know, like I know that we go into these kind of contract years and think that now is the time to sell so-and-so, like Derrick Henry, as you said, J Mike, but like, yeah, it was a miss, you know, but is it easy to even sell Derrick Henry now because the value is so high at the same time? I mean, like, yeah, you probably didn't get everything that you could out of Derrick Henry, but could you have gotten out of it now? And was it still kind of the right time? Maybe you just write it down as a miss. I'm not sure. Or you write it out into the sunset with him, which isn't necessarily the bad thing either. So
that's my plan.
Yeah,
I've got a couple shares of Henry.
Might have to at this point, I would think.
Yeah.
I'm just coasting that out with Derrick Henry where I've got him.
CEH.
Definitely.
And on that note,
You can still sell CEH. You can sell it for basically CMC money.
I know exactly. It's like CMC or CEH.
No.
Give me the best acronym. in the
That's
bunch.
stupid. That's just so dumb.
all right, Gabe, let's be responsible. Let's be responsible for once. Summer break's over.
No,
Back to
man.
school for everyone. I know.
Responsible.
I know.
I don't think, by the way, you said you were going to get around to the explanation that this was Grandpa Betts' fault, and you never did.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Explain.
That's
it.
You can
important to
keep
know.
going. You can keep going without me if you want.
No,
All right,
no.
yeah.
I didn't
Deuces,
even.
bye. I'm down. Let's go.
I wanted to get into it. Yeah, I wanted to because
Hey, Okada and Betts can bounce. I'm here if you want to keep chilling. I got nothing
Look.
else to do.
Look, I'm here.
Man.
I'm good for another half an hour.
TK.
Let's go. Let's go.
All
I
right.
got TK with me.
Look,
I'm
intro-
tired, but I don't
Alright,
care. Let's go.
Outros last about a half hour anyway. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's like,
for real. So we should start now.
outro the last half hour, and then we like might talk about something valuable somewhere in between everything.
Somewhere.
All right, real quick, Betts. What's up, man? Grandpa Betts. Okay. Is it? I mean, is it Matthew? Is it Matthew Betts or is it Matthew Beds?
Ooh.
Definitely the latter.
Oh,
Breach.
It's definitely the latter. Listen, if I don't get my 8 hours, man, the hair is a mess in the morning. Like the face, it doesn't look good. I gotta be in front of people. I gotta look good, man. You know, I need my sleep.
He
So
needs his beauty
talking to
sleep.
John in this past 8 months has taken years off my life. I can't afford to lose any more sleep. So I got to get to bed early. Be responsible tonight. Yeah,
Fair
I gotta
enough.
do
That's why
it.
I've had him so much, guys.
The-
I'm back.
It's
nice-
me. It's my
Yeah.
fault.
Yep.
That's what you guys are saying.
Yep.
I mean,
Damn. All right.
the nice thing about the aftershave for you is probably just like you don't even have to call it aftershave. You can just call it shave. To put it on.
Wow.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's perfect. Stay ready. All right. Well, J Mike, you said back to school. Let's throw a draft in there. All right. Let's do
Okay,
let's do
draft
a
to
draft.
close. I'm with
Do a
it.
draft. We'll do outros here, in standard open bar style. We are going to do a draft for back to school. You are going to pick a supply for your pick. All right. But that we don't stop there. Oh no. It's the open bar, and we're all about analogies, apparently. So you pick that school supply, and then you're going to compare it to a player for the 2020 season. All right? I know it's pretty vague, but we're all creative people here. We're all pretty dope of sorts. I'm not even going to start with you, Beard. I put that pressure on you earlier to be magical. I won't even do it to. I think he's frozen, or he's just. Oh my god,
He's there. He's
Stone.
there.
Dude,
He's
you are
pointing at his
so
ears.
stone cold. Holy my goodness! Wow, he is focused, ready for that school supply. Okay, I was going to start with Betts instead. So I need these things from you. I need a school supply.
I'm
as a
back.
10
I don't know what just happened, but I'm back. Okay.
So you don't know what we're doing. You don't know what we're doing at all.
I heard school supply. That's literally
Oh my gosh.
the only content. I was pointing. I had no headphones. They
J Mike
disconnected.
ran away.
And then they're like, hey, we're back. It's like, the hell? You were on the charger right before I started. I have no idea.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Classic.
I didn't even like recognize that motion until now. Okay.
God, I
well,
should have.
the
Yeah,
good-
that's really on Bet tonight because this happens a lot.
Oh, every time.
Every once in a while.
Wow, I just noticed that. Man, I like the red shirts. All you guys are all on a last name basis, you know, as opposed to Drake. He's like, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. Red shirts are like,
Oh,
nah,
God.
fam.
Gabe, your
Last
jokes-
name basis, son.
You
Man,
can't make
guys-
this up.
True.
No, come on. But you guys all have the headphones too. Are those?
Oh, yeah.
And this isn't a clown. Do we have the? They should at least be the red shirts head like the Beats brand to pull out
I got the
with the pause. But
Bets
you
is
guys
or
do
Beats?
not.
all right,
Beats Bets.
Beats
Beats
best.
Bet.
I got Samsungs.
okay.
I might be upgrading these bad boys here shortly because I'm getting really tired of them disconnecting randomly.
Yeah, I mean, guilty. I mean, not me,
Oh.
but like,
Cha.
okay. So, all right, this is the draft, Beard. Real quick, man. I need three things, but I'm going to start with bets. So you'll have 3 picks to think about things. First thing you need is a school supply because we're going back to school, right? Or maybe
All right.
we're not. Maybe we're remote. I don't know. That's up to you. You can pick whatever you want. It's up to you. Second thing is that you need to compare that school supply to a player in the 2020 season. Third
Okay.
thing is an outro because we're doing that right now. So say what you need to say about yourself or about your podcast or about your mother. But keep it light, don't be too nasty. All right, Bets, I'm watching you. So Bets, you are the 101 school supply 2020 player. Outro. Let's get it.
Oh man, let's start with the outro because that's boring. You guys can follow me on Twitter at the Fantasy PT if you want to. You can also find me on the Red Shirts Pod, babysitting Okada and John, trying to keep us on track.
With that
which is
baby face.
a ton of fun. Shaving bi-weekly. But yeah, no. Also the fantasy footballers, injury stuff all the time with them. But let's get to the fun segment. For me, my school supply, and I wouldn't necessarily take this 101, but I think it correlates well with this player. A 3-hole punch. Okay. Because there are several holes to poke in the Drew Lock hype of the offseason.
Oh.
I'm not really here for it, man. I'm not
Very
convinced. He only threw against bad defenses and didn't really even do that well. Yeah, they added a lot of talent, but they're all rookies. So I don't know, man. I'm not sold on Drew Lock. A lot of holes spoke.
I agree with Bets.
That's
agree.
deep.
I agree with Bets on
That's
that.
philosophical right there.
Bets has been lifting. All right, Bets. I see you.
Okay.
I
like
got
that.
a lot of time. I
It's
don't
fun.
shave, so lifting.
All right.
Damn.
TK, Trekkie Troy,
So
you know the 3 things I need. Let's get it.
okay, so I'll be like Bets and start with the outro. So guys, you can find me at Twitter at TKingMode. I'm a writer for Dynasty Happy Hour, so check out my articles, as well as I have a podcast coming out on September 9th at 9 o'clock called Fantasy Football Confidential. It's going to be me. It's going to be John Bauer. It's going to be Mitch Sorensen, the boys from Dynasty Theory, and the one and only Linda. All of us are going to be on the pod, man. It's going to be about fantasy football. It's going to be about redraft. It's going to be about Dynasty, DFS, all that. We're also going to go into deeper things, too. We're going to talk about race in NFL and the fantasy community. We're also going to talk about women and things around that nature. We're going to do a deep dive into real stuff, but mainly it's going to be about fantasy football. So check us out. Appreciate y'all supporting me. All right. So now to my school supply. My school supply is going to be a pencil. And the player I'm going to compare it to is going to be my dog, Robert Woods.
Bobby
Reliable,
Trees.
consistent, always there when you need him. So I'm going to go with Robert Woods, pencil, book it. He could be a wide receiver 1 this year. That's
Yes.
I like
sir.
Yep.
Preach
Yep.
time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sharp.
Two,
I like
two
that.
for two.
I like
Two
that.
for two.
But- and honestly, that might have snuck past you there. It kind of slipped to you, the pencil to the 102.
I appreciate it. I know. I appreciate
JT
you letting
slipped
follow
to you.
me.
Yeah.
Of
right.
course, Bobby Woods would be a pencil.
Bobby,
of course.
Bobby Trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby
Ashes to ashes,
Toothpicks.
right?
Let's get
All
it.
right. Okada, what you got?
All right, well, this is the tradition now, so I'll start with the outro. At
Yeah.
Matt Okada on Twitter, if you want to find me there. If you're ever out in Orange County or LA, hit me up because that's where I am and I'm happy to hang out. Working for the NFL Network, so watch the NFL Network, although you probably won't see my face on it necessarily. You might see the back of my head now and again. And of course, check out the Ball Blast football media conglomerate, ballblastfootball.com, patreon.com/ballblast, where you can also hang out with Troy, not to mention the three of us, and the Ball Blast girls.
Squad.
It's a place to be. It is absolutely popping. As for my draft pick, so it's got to be paper, because paper is crucial. It is the backbone of school, right? But it's not very exciting.
People, paper, people.
It's blank. It's kind of boring. There's nothing on it. It's not too exciting. It doesn't get you. It doesn't get your blood boiling for the fantasy season. But if you start to write on it, if you start to put maybe a nice sketch on it, maybe some trigonometrical equations, maybe a beautiful poem, all of a sudden you've got a great piece of homework. You're getting an A on that bad boy. Paper is Teddy Bridgewater. Because he is not exciting. He is not flashy, but he's got himself a nice poem of Christian McCaffrey, a beautiful sketch of DJ Moore, some nice trigonometrical equations of Curtis Samuel, maybe even a little Ian Thomas. He doesn't have to do much. All he has to do is let those guys ride all over him, and you got a nice QB2, maybe even a fringe QB1.
Let's go.
Great value.
That's awesome.
3 for 3.
Oh
3
my
for
God.
3. That was good.
Yes. Yes.
That was
Needed
good.
that. All right. Wonderful. And we're gonna wrap up the red shirts. Beer, do you understand the game yet?
Oh, I got
all right.
Do
You're up,
not
my friend.
Do not challenge my my
Never.
understanding. So, to continue on the process, on Twitter at Dynasty Beard, it's right there. Find me there, talk to me, hit me up with draft questions, trade questions, whatever you want to discuss in the fantasy football world, all about it. Tell me why I'm too bullish on Jonathan Taylor. Feel free. My work, everything, like Okada and like Betts, one of the co-hosts of the Red Shirts Dynasty podcast, a Ball Blast football production, ballblastfootball.com. Tons of content going up. We right there, all of us, Betts, Okada, myself. We have other writers going up, multiple podcasts within our YouTube channels, pumping out a bunch of new content, all kinds of fun stuff. We're all in on this season. It's going to be great. Find us there, engage with us there, subscribe to the Patreon, get in the Slack channel. It's a blast. Going to the school supplies, I'm going to go with the eraser.
Ooh.
Because no matter how beautiful the thing is in front of you, Adam Gase will destroy it.
Yes!
Adam Gase, the fantasy football eraser. In the
Oh
past,
my gosh.
it has been Tannehill,
Wreck,
it has
boys.
been Kenyon Drake, it has
Bravo.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker.
Right,
Once they get
Tannehill.
out from under the eraser, they can shine and look beautiful and be productive. I don't want a single New York Jet in fantasy football this year because of the eraser effect of Adam Gase.
Wow.
That was a great answer. I got you a great
Wow.
answer.
Bravo.
You
That was
could you could almost make like a draft out of that. Like, who is your eraser coach right now? Like, man, love that.
Fire.
Wow.
4 for 4.
Jay-
that was as strong of a draft as we've
I don't
ever
know.
had.
I'm kind of.
That was
I don't
great.
know. I don't want to do drafts anymore. These y'all getting way too good at this shit. J Mike, me, you. What you want? What you
Yeah,
want?
I'll go,
All
and then I'll kick it to you to close there. So, wow, great job. So, thank God I've got 3 wonderful daughters, and one of the things that we have to deal with at our house is lots and lots and lots of glue stick. Glue stick is rather an important thing to an elementary school child's crafts. The glue stick obviously brings everything together, but when you think about it, there are much more effective ways to get things to come together and stick. There's tape, there's actual glue, there's Gorilla Glue. There are all sorts of glues that actually operate a lot better than your standard glue stick. You like the glue stick because it gets it done, and it's fun for any and everyone to be able to try. And you know that at the end of the day, while it's not the absolute best, it's still pretty stinking reliable. The catch percentage of one Kenny Golladay is not something that's all that grand. If you look up last season, 56% catch percentage, which meant it wasn't as efficient as you wanted it to be. However, when you look at what he did last season, he still gave you wide receiver 1 numbers, still gave you a wide receiver 1 season. And Kenny Golladay is the glue stick to this here draft. He's fantastic. He's going to get the job done for you. It won't always look great. It won't always look pretty, especially when you have guys like with the last name of Blow throwing you the football. But hopefully Matty Stafford gives you all 16 to be able to take you to where you need with your glue stick. So Kenny G, my glue stick, getting it done. Not the most efficient, but still making it happen. And with that said, you can find the show's handle at The Open Bar Pod. You can find me on Twitter at JMikeCheck, at JMICCheck. Major shout out to everyone in the chat. Major shout out to our guests. Thank you all for sharing your evening with us after doing double pod duty and slumming it with us here at the bar. We definitely appreciate you all very much. If you're listening to us in podcast form, we are grateful to have you. Thank you. You could spend 2 hours doing anything in the world that you'd rather do, but here you are with us, and we don't take that lightly, and we don't take that for granted. So thank you for kicking it up with us on a random Tuesday, enjoying yourself and getting away from the stress, the frustrations of your life, to come laugh a little bit, to learn a little bit, and to grow, and maybe even network, and maybe even you too can become a Twitter superstar like 1TK. Kicking it over to my main man, the host with the most, Bungie, genius to MC, FF back to school, FF, he yo daddy, FF, that's Rook's daddy, FF, get at me, dog. Dun-dun. On Twitter at FF Man Bun. Gabe, take us home.
What an intro. How about it?
Every
I like
time.
that. That's fresh.
You did it again, FF one phrase. All right. Where do I start? Oh, well, all 4 of you kind of did the yourself thing first. Makes sense, but does it flow that way in the host chair? Maybe not. I don't know. So I guess I'll go with the player. Look, I'm trying to make up for the 8-ball thing.
You need a lot
of making up to do.
Continuity. Okay. We're trying to make up for that. What I have for you is a stapler. All right, sure. Seems pretty simple, right? Pretty simple, right? Keeps things together. Might be similar to that of a glue stick. Might be in the same realm of what J Mike's hitting on here, but
Punches holes in everybody.
You ever seen a little movie called Office Space?
Ooh.
Stapler.
I believe you have my stapler. Who has your stapler? Brian Edwards? Ain't no one got your stapler, son, because I'm going to go up and get that ball no matter what. All right? The catch percentage is filthy. He's going to high point everything. He's being disrespected. I know that's not even a hot take on Twitter. It's just a normal take on Twitter that he's apparently hot. But J Mike and I have been on that train for a minute now. All right. The BOA's there. The Dominator's there. Enough of Ruggs. He's an outlier. Get him out of here. Give me the alpha, the prototypical WR1. Give me my stapler. Brian Edwards.
I like
that. Was
that's all I got, guys.
I like it.
Beard seriously always looks like he's on freeze. I don't even know if
he is on freeze now.
I can't tell. I literally can't tell because it was like that last time.
I like that. I would do that too.
He's saying bye.
I know.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Bye.
Dang,
All right.
get out here. What's up, D bro?
D bro coming in at
What up,
8:19.
I know. Yeah.
Classic
Bro.
D, bro.
Fucking
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back. What's up, John?
freaking. I don't know.
Wow, guys, this is the first time I've podcasted for a few years. With J Mike specific. Oh, bye. Literally,
We lost him completely.
yeah. I think the last thing I saw him do was this, and then, but J Mike, we've been doing this for like 3 years. I have literally never received a text from my wife about being too noisy, too loud about anything. I done did it.
Oh,
The wiles of being a brand new father.
I did it.
Welcome.
I know. That's literally it. Not to mention my 3 nieces are here, probably sleeping out there. But hey, Brian Edwards. All right. So, look, it was Liddy tonight. I don't know if we're gonna get Beard back, but I need to give a major shout out to him and the Red Shirts for all coming together as one massive crimson shirt. All right. And we gave it to y'all. Appreciate the crossover, fellas. TK, appreciate you for, I always say this to people that come in kind of late, that we need a guest to come in a few days just in advance. Like usually we got to book people. Like I think we booked the Red Shirts in like what, 2018? Is that right?
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
Y'all
Been a couple years.
Y'all are big time, man. We gotta prepare for this. All right. So I saw, Trekkie Troy on the timeline. All right. Timeline Troy.
Timeline Troy. I like that. Timeline Troy. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that Timeline Troy. That's the best nickname so far.
He was popular there. So I was like, I got to get him now or else I'm going to have to book him for 2022. All right. So no, I appreciate all of you coming through. Man, there was just not a thing to not talk about tonight. It was perfect. It was lovely. Season's upon us real soon, real soon. I keep thinking about like what week of preseason would it be? And I don't know.
It'd be third. I think it'd be the third week.
3, yeah, I think 3.
Okay.
Third sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, we basically have to live our preseason through camp highlights more than ever and hard knocks like more than ever, which is not good for fantasy football. All right, so J Mike, love you, my brother, my friend, my dude, my guy. Check his pods out, the Dummy Blitz, and then the journal. Man, we got some journaling to do, J Mike. I tell you what, partner. Talk about back to school supplies, huh? All right. Shout out to J Mike's 3 daughters as well. Much love to them. Glue. Look, talk about glue, man. Betts, you're the glue for the Red Shirts. The glue's right here. All right. And J Mike. So I'm just FF Man Bun. You know the deal. I make intros. Shout out to those who have asked me for one. I'm sorry I have not been on that as much lately. Turns out kids are pretty hard to maintain and a teacher job to maintain remotely and all that. But I'm working. I'm trying to figure out that schedule. So next week, J Mike, we got a show, right? Promise?
Cross my heart and hope to die.
Gosh, that's great. I can't wait for that then. So next week we gonna do it. Until then, put your drinks up, a little cheers to the friends. You can do a fist pump and anything at all. It's all love from the open bar. Until next week, all I've got to say is deuces.